Tucker Carlson is big in the news today. He is trending on Twitter. It's all going crazy because he went after Barack Obama. And of course, Barack Obama, for the liberals, is a really hailed figure. So this headline reads, Tucker Carlson calls Obama, quote, one of the sleaziest and most dishonest figures in U.S. political history. So that's kind of an odd statement in U.S. political history when you're talking about all the sleazy people that existed in even in recent history. You're gonna tell me that Obama, you know what I mean, like is on that list? Now, is he dishonest? Is he sleazy? Yes, he is, but not in the same way. To me, he's not sleazy and dishonest in the same way that Tucker thinks he is. Tucker's got this weird sleazy and dishonest thing. For me, it's like, hey, you campaigned as a progressive, you kind of lied about that, and then you it turned out to really just be this corporate sellout. To me, that's why he's sleazy and dishonest. To Tucker, it's a very different thing. And so he was given a eulogy at the funeral of Representative John Lewis. You guys know he's a civil rights activist who, got his head smashed in the March on Selma. So he is pretty much a hero, civil rights hero. And so Obama, he called on Congress to pass a new Voting Rights Act to eliminate the filibuster, which Obama described as a relic of the Jim Crow era that disenfranchised Black Americans in order to do so. So that's actually, it is true. So yeah, it is true that the filibuster was used to block a lot of civil rights legislation, because then you would need 60 votes to break the filibuster, which is a lot in the Senate. That's a lot to break a filibuster. And then with the Voting Rights Act, what had happened recently was, I guess it was a Supreme Court case, they had struck down a key provision of it, which basically makes it so that there's not this federal approval that is required for these states, and so the southern states can kind of do their own thing more, which is really dangerous. So Obama's just kind of stating, basic, legit stuff here in terms of like, yeah, Voting Rights Act is important to make sure that Black Americans are not disenfranchised from voting, and basically saying that, hey, we need to get rid of the filibuster because it's blocking very meaningful and necessary legislation. Totally agree 100%. But Tucker Carlson says Barack Obama, one of the sleaziest and most dishonest figures in the history of American politics, used George Floyd's death at a funeral to attack the police. Dude, like, it's really, he says, Bull Connor may be gone, but today we witnessed with our own eyes police officers kneeling on the necks of Black Americans. George Wallace may be gone, but we can witness our federal government sending agents to use tear gas and batons against peaceful demonstrators, Obama said. Connor was the commissioner of the public safety in Birmingham, Alabama, and in 1960s directed the use of fire hoses and attack dogs on people demonstrating for civil rights. Carlson cut off the clip at that point with his own commentary, decrying Obama for comparing today's police officers to such a noxious historic figure. Bull Connor? The country falling apart, riven by racial strife and tribalism. One of the most respected people in the whole country decides to pour gasoline on that. And compare the police to Bull Connor? As if America or Minneapolis is like Birmingham, Alabama in 1963? It's insane. It's reckless. Of course, Obama doesn't care. It's only about November and the coming election. So, the comparison here, and this is kind of an often thing that reactionaries and conservatives will do, is to compare, it's not the same as back then. It's different now. It's better now. When we see what the police have been doing lately, and so there's clearly a lot of issues going on there with what they're doing, beating up protesters. I guess they're now arresting people in unmarked vans, which is kind of insane. But the real reason why Tucker is just pissed off about this, he's just clearly really angry at Barack Obama because he is the first Black president, and that's sort of the reality of the situation. And this is the thing about Tucker Carlson. He's sort of this mix of he's a faux right-wing populist, so he's not really a populist. He fakes being a right-wing populist, same way Trump did. But then he's extremely, extremely reactionary. Super reactionary when it comes to anything social. Anything super reactionary. And so that's what he's doing here. He used John Lewis's eulogy to talk about things that he fought for, things that are important policy-wise for him, and why they're important today for Black Americans. How is that being sleazy or a dishonest figure? It really doesn't make any sense in making a comparison to the things that John Lewis went through before, and comparing them to now, I don't see how that's at all, incomparable or just wrong or in any way, shape, or form, anyway, like that. Tucker is just, he's really angry, and the dude is just super racist.